Uh-oh. I don't know what's going on here. I think my internet just dropped. Yep. I apologize for that because I'm... I think that should have saved. I think we'll be okay. But I don't think the stream's saved. I think we're now in a different location. Let me just check what's happened there. Yeah, because I'm on the stream now. It's just, instead of waiting until I rejoin, it's actually, it ends the stream and closes it off when... no, you don't stun it. Never do. Moonlight Dream, what's going on? Sorry about that. Yeah, I think my router reset. Probably received an update or something from ISP. They usually do it when it happens at the 1 something. 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I think. Dara, how you doing? Okay, so I think, if I'm lucky, say the Spire has actually retained the battle up until the point I think I start. I don't know if it'll be in exactly the same place it is. They've just changed this as well now. You get actually the background of the game. You get the background of the game until it sort of jumps in now. The new update came out today. Just some minor cosmetic things, it looks like. It was very interesting timing. I know. Well, that was it. That was basically a life or death moment there. I think I would have made it to the other round. You know, I was actually considering my next move was to use the potion to switch the cards to see if I get luckier finishing selection. But let's have a look where it puts me. Oh, it's at the start. Oh no. And you just get the different cards, right? Oh, I don't know. Does that actually start off with the same hand? Oh, have we seen the future? That feels very similar to the first one I had before. 1 attack card, and the rest of them are defensive, right? Wait, hang on. Change, 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 change. There we go. Sometimes you lucky second chance. Right, it's not going to attack, so we might as well use 3 1-pointers up. Bowling, Prey Plus, and Strike. Actually, I should have... Can I do it again? I was just thinking I could play that card twice. And take me... But now we only know that last 1 round, so it's worth holding the line on that one. No, I don't see myself truly retiring until I guess, no, I don't think I should. I got this, I always got to do something. I think I was, in my head at least, in this, middle-aged, I'm not switched off like that. It's kind of like, do something. And it's, I can't see myself stopping, you know. In my head, I'm like, I don't, you know, you stop, you just keep, you know. And that's all I got. Feel like I'm in a similar position before, but I got... Oh, do 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 do. That's a risk, isn't it? I could take myself straight there. Or I could improve in my attack. When you gain block this turn, apply 2 weak to enemies. All enemies. Retain cards. Retain cards are not... Oh, that's an important trait, you know. Retain cards. To really study this, retain cards are not discarded at the end of the turn. Dun, 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 dun. I love that sound. Wouldn't that be great as a subscriber sound? Which is a good turn to say, you know, subscribe and like the video. Such a dead zone for new games. The pandemic didn't help. Neither was the last release of Battlefield. It didn't help either. Sort that out. Can you see the stats he intends to hit me with right now? Can you see? There's only one thing to do here. That's to play that card twice. Good move for now, but if he gets another buff like that, whoa. Reach out and take this guy out. Right, that's quite a useful hand. 2 mantra for block. Whenever you change stances, return this card. Oh, okay. It was a combat. You know, I could completely block that attack. Or I could do a lot more damage. I'm going for it. Attacking with everything I've got. $37 hit points left versus 168. Minus 40, of course. Wait a minute. Hold up. 14 it tends to hit me with. That would take me... So, wait a minute. When you... Upon entering the stance, you gain that... This is a no-brainer then. Perfect balance has been brought back. No! Is my net going again? Almost. Hold on, internet. Where'd you start? You must be doing some work on this or something. Go figure, they're like, well, who's going to be using the internet this time in the UK? Seriously. On the residential side. Change all the cards. No, I don't want to enter calm, that's for sure. Not yet. Brings him down to 90. Weakened. My opponent has got to hit me for 6. As this changes the next state anyway. Actually, let's do it. Let's go to calm phase. Yes! I feel a little bit more on top of this one. Although it does feel just as close as the other. So now it's going to tend to hit me for 4. Whenever you gain a block, this turn, apply weak. Whenever you enter Wrath, draw 2 cards. Gain it, block, next card, attack card 0. Oh, I like that. Right, so we're going to apply that. Then we add that buff, which gives me 0 for Bowling Bash. Yeah. Down to 74. Come on. Intends to block and use a buff. Attacks deal 25% less damage 2 turns. That's from his side though. Now we go on the attack. Gain 4 mantra. Insight into pile. 6 damage. Fray. Strike Smithx. 6 damage versus enter. Draw 2 cards if we have to enter Wrath. What should you choose, chat? Would you strike him now for 6 more damage? Or play Rushdown card? So whenever if we enter Wrath, we get 2 more cards dealt. Oh. Rob says, I've never met anyone else with absolutely no self-preservation instincts. When she falls, she waits to hit the ground. No hands out and nothing. What? Oh, it's okay. I can see above. No blood this time. She doesn't. Was she feeling better? 59.8 track. Okay. I'm just on the mint then. Some folks seems to lack the natural instinct. I need to try. Right, I think I'm gonna go for. Squeeze that little bit extra damage out while they can't actually counter or send something back versus that one, which you could put the power play in there and all of a sudden you've got 2 finishing cards come up right there. Let's do Rushdown. Now we just need a card to switch stances. Oh god, it's just got 2 strength buff, which takes up to 10 damage. Retrain, draw 2 cards, okay. Deal 6 damage whenever you change stances, returns this part. Okay, can we change though? What are our attacks options? So I can play full art plus a 3 if I use swivel, which will give me 8 block. Oh, hang in there, connection. I don't know what they're doing, but whoa. 11 damage. If the last card played was an attack. Or the other way around. What the hell? Get an extra turn. Hit it. Maybe you gain a block this turn, so I'll do this. Then swivel. Which weakens them. We lose 2. Weaken what for 2 turns? 3 turns? 4. Oh, because he's got strength. Here we go. Tends to hit me for 6. I'm getting... my connection's doing something real dodgy at the moment. Oh, there you go. So there's proof. I didn't want to necessarily have to prove this concept to you, but even if you have a really, really nasty, horrible connection, you could still play single-player games, no problem. So it's not competitive. It does actually compensate. I mean, that was what, 800 ping. I noticed just a little bit of lag on the mouse. But it still works. You just said... Oh, wow. Alright, last one. $63, 3 points. Attack. Block. Block again. We held. Took a burn, mind. Oh, I see this happening. That's 53 left, which would be enhanced if I achieve divinity, right? And that would give me more attacks. Do we? Yes, we do. Worship. 60 damage. Oh! Yes! Get out of it! Now, I'm not saying I could predict anything because the cards are the cards and the cards do the thing. But that very set of events was exactly what I was aiming for. That very set of events has just finished off the Guardian. That's fun. Oh, Ragnarok. So 3. Deal 6 damage to random enemies 6 times. Imagine that buffed with Judgment. If the enemy has 30 or less HP, set their HP to 0. Ooh, wow, okay. What do you reckon? Judgment or Ragnarok? I think I know which one Floki would choose on a day, you know? But I'm not building my ships. I would go skip hop, go through the fields, visit my wife, tend to the kitties, and then we would be right out into the fields. Where I'll go visit Ragnar. Ragnar I strung up in the cave. Tee! Went to build my ships, I left him strung up in the cave. And then I failed in battle. Poor Floki. Demoted by Ragnar. Not building any ships. I built a ship, I went off on my own island. Where I was a god for a while. I grew a really long beard, I went a bit mental. They threw me out, they said I was a failure. Floki directed us to the wrong place. Land was not fertile, and then Floki saw the waterfall and the gods. Started a community here. Good Floki. There's Vikings, so Ragnarok. Anyway, which one? Ragnarok. Yes. What's up, Eric? How you doing, man? Glad to see that you've put down your flight yoke to actually say something in chat and not just fly your plane for hours watching the odd stream. That's contributing, man. You do realize by typing in chat, you are literally recording its history. I didn't want to tell you this. I thought you were going to work it out yourself, but every time you type in chat, it's like it's like typing in stone. You can always come back to it. You can always say, I was here when this happened. You were here when I defeated that boss. It's that epic. And that's for everyone. Where was I? Loot, right. Uh-oh. This isn't just any chest. This is a smoking one. I look at myself. I'm in a little bit of a state. 33 hit points. I don't want to pull an elite out of this box. Actually, I better check. You guys can see the game, right? Okay, no, that's because the thing hasn't started playing in the preview window because of the skip. Alright. Hang on. So I've lost my preview here. Let me reload. If you guys have been staring at the GFN screen for the last 10 minutes and you said nothing about it, No, the preview window looks solid. And so does my other one. Good. Where was I? For fun, a PUBG stream sometime for old time's sake. Sean? Sean. Right? Rumour has it you have massive social clout online, right? You got the Twitter feed of all Twitter feeds. I don't know. Just a rumour. Maybe a bit too much speculation. What you need to do is you need to use that leverage you've got of all those millions of fans, right? Literally. And you need to point them and tell them to personally write a letter, not an email. Actually go to paper this time because the PUBG crew won't know what to do with it. They're not letter generation. They get a piece of paper and an envelope through. They probably won't even know how to open the envelope. But the sheer volume of mail that will come through, I will bog down their system for a little while. I wonder actually what's happened. Just tell them to put PUBG on GFN. So that Zerk can play. Microsoft have jumped on board. I mean, who else do you want? We might even hear maybe Sony will next week. Maybe all the heavens were open and all the consoles will do. Even Nintendo. Can you imagine just jumping into Nintendo's games on GFN? Why not? Let's do it. Huh? They got COD. Let's come the other way. We'll get a slice of the pie. But what I'm trying to say is PUBG needs a slice of the pie as well. It needs to come back to GF. They need to make up whatever the rough ground was. You know, just see if, you know. Oh, you missed the lemon. Nah. Where you got lemon? Yes, I knew he'd say one line. Dude, you're tripping. We'll remember that, man. Thanks to the one-liner. Once the stream now is messaging me on Discord. It's going, what are you picking me out for, man? I'm picking no one out. Yes, I was. Yeah, go subscribe to Eric's channel because he hasn't got one, or he's got one but he doesn't do anything with it. And what he would really love, like nothing more, and this is serious, right? You go to Eric's channel, subscribe to his channel, and basically he knows so much stuff about flight simulators and everything. He actually flew with me co-pilot. He might remember this. I don't know if he's going to comment on it, but we used to fly A-10s together in the air, right? Literally, he trained me on how to basically fly an A-10. From properly doing the 70-something steps to getting an A-10 ready to take off. Literally, you could put me in a real one. I'm not sure I pressed the booster button because I might be afraid of actually taking off. But I know how to program an A-10 Warthog. Ready to fire. I know how to basically use missile system. And he taught me how to do it. We flew missions together to actually practice to do it. I even got smashed up so bad one mission. I flew a Warthog back with literally no wings on the thing. It's that tough. And that simulator, the DCS is like spot on. You know what I'm saying? But yes, we flew co-pilots in that regard one time, and it was very, very enjoyable. I was like so into it. I had a lot to learn, but it was obviously, you know, a good trainer there. So you should subscribe to his channel. He's never going to use it, but if you do subscribe to his channel, just in case he actually decides to go live when he flies planes, because, you know, he enjoys them so much that he probably flies. He literally flies flights for real time. You know, you and me, we tend to go for the time acceleration option on flight sims and flight simulators. You know, we go, okay, we're flying to Paris, but let's skip to the fun bits, the takeoff and landing, right? Let's go for the real risk. See a few clouds here, we're over, that sort of thing. He does the checklist, man. He does the checklist. He goes through pre-flight. He's got all these mods running on his computer, basically, to tell him when the flight, everything's going 100%, you know, a proper online record, flight record of hours, customer ratings, everything. You can install all these things into this flight simulator like you wouldn't believe. And he'll fly for 12 hours, you know, run a business in between, literally flying, you know, catering for his virtual crew, multitasking. That's a pretty good sign. You're a great multitasker, put it this way. If you can fly a plane, look after your crew, and keep the flight attendants happy while running a business, I don't know what else to say. So yes, you know, go see if that will actually get him to go live. Because I think he should broadcast it. I think seriously just broadcast it. Cut his whole own niche into YouTube. YouTube needs some absolute flight sim. I'm not going to say nut, because he's not nutty. He's fine. You know, just a flight sim berserker. You know what I'm saying? It takes nothing to stream. You should do it, Erica. And yeah, anyway, let's open the box. Gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer obtain potions. At the start of your turn, draw 2 additional cards. Start each combat confused. That means whenever you draw a card, randomize its costs. Oh, that can be quite cool, actually, and very bad. Upon pickup, remove 2 cards from your deck. I really don't know about the potions things. That's 3 slots and some really wicked stuff. Bonus or hinder, but, you know. Oh, I can't even choose at this point. I don't even have to choose any of them. We can skip them all. But if you had a choice, which would you choose, chat? You got Sozu, so you gain a power up. So that's a point to play a card at the start of every turn, but it means I can no longer obtain potions. At the start of each your turn, you can draw 2 additional cards. Each your combat confused. Whenever you draw a card, random its cost. I don't buy it. Those builders would be toast. That would come into some compromise with it almost there. I got all the carpets so they're changed. Yeah, that's one thing. In the kitchen side of things, well, they're changing that too, so I can't argue. The only things is like references of upgrades when they don't. Just an options, but they're small details. The real thing is there are. I mean, even the vent, they shifted the position of it. You know, changed it from in the wall to on the roof, as I suggested, because it was, you know, just letting air out the house. They changed it. So it's going well. It's certainly not a bad experience, but I do tend to put my foot down hard when it comes to these things, because a lot of it should have been ready in the first place, you know. We'll move on. I could always ask them about your plumbing. We'll see. What, in Halo or the one, the flying one? Yes, I do. So, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? Just think of this. Before we make this really important choice and choose this relic, right? Let's talk about this whole thing, right? Isn't it amazing? Literally an A10, right? I'll go through the rough steps of what you have to do, right? Very quickly. So you have to turn on the systems, auxiliary power systems. Then you have to get the engines running, and then while they're warming up, you then need to basically configure the position of the aircraft, because we're talking about an old aircraft kind of here. And maybe they're upgraded a bit more in the sim. I don't know now, but you have to basically get the GPS configured so the plane knows exactly where it is, you know, from sea level and the position on the globe. And then you need to taxi it and runway it. Then you get in an F-35. F-35 is 3 buttons. once you've logged into an F-35, you don't even have to worry about tuning in that stuff. It does it all for you. You just press the start button like in a car. No kidding. That's what an F-35 is to start up now. They've taken all those extra things away. The only thing the pilot has to worry about is not only do they have the maximum 360 degree, and through the cockpit sensory system, but they only have to think about the combat side of things. Tolerances flying a plane, all taken care of. Even the information. I just can't tell you how much I know about the F-35 now over the last couple of weeks. Lots of things I didn't know from reading documentaries. From the shape of it to the way it moves the air around the engines to every angle, nothing at sort of 90 degrees, and it's like it literally, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. There is no better plane on this entire planet. And you know what? Do you know what? If you ever look at pictures of the F-35, right, I don't know if any of you know this, but if you ever see an F-35 or see pictures of it, have a look at that underneath and the tops of it and look for these pods on the wings. We're not even flying them in the air in stealth configuration. Basically, those things are designed to give the F-35 a particular aerial signature when they're out and about, not in wartime, right? Wartime, those things come off and then nobody knows what they look like as a radar signature. And that radar system in front of it doesn't even move. It's able to form the beams in different directions and send out the communications in different directions, all from the radar pod at the front. The whole thing is incredible. There's so much about that aircraft that is unbelievable. Like what they've had to actually design into it to make it the aircraft it is today. But and then the UK loses one off the side of an aircraft carrier, which was unfortunate. The guy did eject and he was absolutely fine, but it did kind of have about 2 minutes of life, and then it ended up swimming. And there's a reason for that. Someone left the cover on one of the intakes. Why the aircraft didn't pick that up, but I'm sure that's something they need to add to the software, but it didn't have enough vertical takeoff power. Pilot literally had 2 seconds to try and go to maximum, which didn't work because the vent was blocked, and then he had about another second to pull the ejector seat, which is, brand new, state-of-the-art, saved his life. He actually landed on the carrier. So he got shot up forward out of the aircraft, and then as he came down, he just about made it back onto the carrier. But I just wonder, a flight sim with an F-35 is going to be amazing. I'm sure there's going to be one eventually. Imagine your VR headset set up for an F-35 simulator to replicate that. Flying a plane where you can just look through the bottom of it. Can't wait for that. It'd be amazing. Same as the takeoff, vertical takeoff and everything. It's all done automatically. Pretty much, you just, you can control the ups and downs, but the actual nuances of it, you're not like in a Harrier jet where it was like sort of, much more difficult. The engine as well, the way it rotates on was it 3 different axes? So it can literally turn and point all the way downwards and all the way back again. And to the special reflective paint that they put on there to the F-35 on modern radar looks like a bumblebee. It returns the aircraft signature of something the size of a bumblebee or a marble or something ridiculous. Maybe it's maximum a ping pong ball. But that's what once they take those markers off, or those things that are deliberately designed to affect the radar signature so that in other words, it doesn't get scanned in its native look too many times. It's just, what an incredible aircraft. Seriously. The F-22 is an incredible aircraft, but the F-35 excels it in so many ways because they took so much they learnt from stealth and that. I mean, F-22 arguably is probably the best plane ever created, but I think the F-35 with its platform and its ability to, that battle net. As soon as the F-35 detects an enemy, identifies an enemy target, it sends that information to the F-35s around it and back to its battle group. You know, maybe they don't want to attack the target with a plane, but they're just using it, you know, because F-35 is detected not to be seen. And when they did it in test combat, they ended up literally flying meters away from the enemy. I think it was against it. Was it against F-15s or 16s or F-18s? I can't remember what they were flying against, but literally they could get so close without being detected. It was crazy. So they're not designed to go close. They do have a cannon, but they're designed to basically be very far away, maximum vision, you know, gathering maximum intelligence, and then being able to take out things from a long way away. They're not like a Warthog, which is more of a ground attack craft. But that's just the difference. That's where how far we've actually come to realizing that it's very nice to have all those switches for everything, but if you can generally now have an advanced computer system that takes care of that, you know, tries to mitigate faults, tries to, you know, if it takes damage, will try to, you know, alleviate the problems of the pilots, but he just has to think about flying, you know, and he can't fly it, so he snaps something off by accident. It just won't let him do it. So. Yeah, what an aircraft. There isn't anything like it. The only aircraft that's kind of anywhere near it, you would say, was, you know, apparently by stolen designs. Who knows? But Chinese have got their J20 or something, which kind of looks like a mix of the 35, the 22, some features, and then they've kind of done their own flair. But their engines are no chance. The engines they've currently got in the aircraft at the moment, like 4th generation of things, you know, beautiful, stealthy looking craft lit up by a Christmas tree with its engines. Can't compare yet. And I don't think they have the same computer system yet either. Yeah, they can be flying away from it, towards it. It's all compensated for. You could be flying the wrong way with an F-35 and fire target something and fire a missile at it. You don't have to be looking at the target. You don't have to have eyes on the target at all. And the system can also automatically select munitions types and bits and pieces as well. It's very clever. I mean, if you were flying into the battle zone, because the idea of it is to fly as far away from any radar sources as possible. If you can imagine, like, radar dotted around a country, each of them emitting most of them emitting a 360-degree radar signature, trying to look for things. The aim of any plane going into that territory is to either start knocking them out using anti-radiation missiles or flying at the edge of those bubbles. And the less information you return to those bubbles, the better. So the reason the F-35 is so good is because at certain ranges they can be flying completely unseen from radar, but they can get much closer to those radar towers without giving away, you know, the fact that they are actually an F-35 or a plane or whatever, or that's, you know, very difficult to distinguish. Did you know that a pod flies out the back of an F-35? Does anyone in chat know the countermeasure system of an F-35? Have you seen the pod that comes out the back of it? I don't know if I didn't know this, and until I think about 3 weeks ago. I had no idea it did this. But the F-35 has a pod that comes out the back. It's the countermeasure system. So on a really long cord, it flies out the back, and when a missile's trying to lock onto it, it uses all sorts, cycles through all sorts of countermeasures. It tries to identify a counter for it, and then it tries to employ that counter. So it's a bit like having this wingman flying out the back on a bit of a ski, you know, edge of a ski rope just behind the F-35. Not nowhere near as big, but, you know, so it stands out at the back when the plane's under attack, and it tries to jam the enemy radar signatures, the incoming missiles, the plane systems, because it's countermeasure. And then it can also fire out countermeasures as well to try and stop. If it comes to the worst case and that missile does not lose the lock on it, it's a suicide drone as well. It actually gets in the way of the incoming munitions and basically draws it in. so that the pilot can sort of fly away from it. So it's some nutty stuff. I had no idea this thing came out the back of an F-35 McCabe. I didn't know about that countermeasure system. I don't really like any of well, I like this gain option, but I just don't like the fact that I can't get any potions. I'm gonna... let's go skip. Yes. Yeah, it's really some next generation thing. If, you know, when you were looking at like God, what's it like, the F-19 stealth fighter on the Amiga? Probably the first flight. No, it wasn't. Falcon was. Falcon was the first flight simulator I played, and then F-19 stealth fighter. One of those two. So about the same time. Pull up, pull up. And how far we go, well, that was like a flying wing. That was the F-117, which couldn't fly without a computer. Anyway, which is basically that's the start of it all. SR-71 is the F-117, which looked like an alien spacecraft. And so did the SR-71 actually at the time. Where all those VHS videos comes from, FR-71. What an aircraft though, Mach 3. Literally could outrun anything at the time. Of course, the Russians had to make missile, anti-air missile system that could catch up with the thing. Get to the altitude and fly at the speed. It was like the FR-71 pilots would just look at these things coming up like giant telephone poles, you know, flying at them. They just hit the throttle. Was the maximum speed of the SR-71 actually ever declassified? I think it was around Mach 3, wasn't it? It's incredible. Right. Oh well. So much for sleep. Let's go. On the right. SR-71 was designed on paper. You know what I mean? Like literally the very, very start of some computer-aided design where, you know, it was a concept. Skunk Works, right? And the only nation that made the titanium to the certain grade required was Russia. And they had to order this titanium in large bulk completely undercover. So effectively Russia supplied the titanium for the SR-71 without knowing it. And you watch when that thing is carrying on the runway, it leaks fuel all over the place. All the joints on that plane do not expand and stiffen until it's up to a certain speed. So literally, you fill it up and you kind of lose all this fuel just dripping out. Scary stuff, that. Somehow they made it work. And the nose cones are the... Yeah, you see, this is the thing. The F-35 doesn't have an afterburner, but yet it can reach supercruise speeds. The reason is the shape of it. It's the shape of the intakes are so complex that it's able to reach those speeds and only allow the air to travel through the engine at the required speed for its Mach. And it doesn't have that thing like the SR-71 does, where the nose cone sort of moves up, but that can go much faster. You know, it has to... The cone sort of changes its position so that the air does not stall the engines or wreck the engines moving it too fast, too slow. It's a cone in that, yeah. Unbelievable. those are where those VHS tapes come from of alien spacecraft, I guarantee it. It's the SR-71s. The SR-71s are what it could do because nobody could think of an aircraft doing that, and it looked like a spaceship. And especially the F-117 in the 80s. That was like a mini stealth bomber. Yeah. Well, it could fly faster than... You could literally catch up with daytime. They'd fly back and they'd be able to sort of catch up with the sunrise. It's... Yeah, nuts. Oh, let's get on. Gain 2 mantra, 4 block. So intends to hit me for 10. Good thing is I got all my health back because we increased. Went up to the next Spire. So deal 6 damage whenever change stances. Okay, we could clear that one. There's no debuffs coming my way yet. So anyway, that leaves me with 3. Doesn't really matter. Wow, what a lineup. So, intends to inflict a powerful negative effect on me. Well, those are free, so I think if the last card plays attack, okay, it's we'll gain 1, so let's do the damage. Use that in game. Where's that next turn? Whenever you gain block, apply 2 weak to enemy system. Oh, I've been hexed. 1 turn. Whenever you play a non-attack card, shuffle 1 daze into your pile. Well, kind of obvious here, right? We've got 2 mantras, 4, 5. I could basically slip straight divinity. Ooh. Now it's on. Whenever you change starts, return this and this got past your hand. Okay. Hit with that. Hit with that. Play that. And then hit with that. In good shape. Yeah, it is crazy. And again, just one iconic. Ooh, totally iconic design. It's going to hit me for 42 here. And the rest of my cards are dazed. And I have that one now. Shouldn't have done that. This is going to be one hell of a headache. The other card. Oh, it's like you go through that whole battle just on top, and that's undone it all. But you know, regardless, get out of it. Choose one of 3 random colourless cards to add to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. Put a miracle into your hand at the start of your next turns. Indignation. In this stance, you deal and receive double. You deal and receive double attack damage. Vulnerable creatures take 50% more. That's a tactical card, isn't it? You don't want anything incoming for the next. You deal and receive double attack damage. Wrath. So you apply 3 vulnerable to all enemies. Deal and receive. Let's put a miracle. Like that one. Use a little miracle. Attack for 20. I'm quite low here. Because they're 2 thieves and they can rush up before I get them 2. Hmm. 20 damage for each enemy in combat. It will cost 0 this turn. Okay. Every time you play 5 cards in a single turn, you do 10 damage to all enemies. Is that going to apply now? Please tell me it applies now. That's going to kill him off at the end of the turn, right? Yeah. Oh, what a tactical card to play. Get out of it. No? What? I thought I had applied to them. I used all the cards up. Alright, deal to 20. 8 block there. This is ridiculous. I can't block for 40. Two points. Damn it, I should have played the 2. I should have played Swivel. Then the other one. Take your time. Whenever you gain it's a 2-week or card. Oh, crap. I just got this huge chunk of delay that's thrown off. Grab the wrong... Oh, no. I take it all back. Literally. It should got massive lag chunk because I was basically pulling that across the screen. Yeah, damn it! Oh well. I don't have this. I knew there's some demos on there, but I was just checking to see if I... What is this?
This is Apollo Control at 102 hours, 12 minutes into the flight of Apollo 11. We're now 2 minutes 53 seconds.
Oh, this was the very lighting simulation they used to help, like,
21 minutes,
go against the debunk the people who said the
beginning
light.
of the powered descent to the lunar surface.
I took that photo from the angle.
It's grown quite quiet here in Mission Control. A few moments ago, Flight Director Gene Kranz requested that everyone sit down, get prepared for events that are coming, and he closed with...
So you see that angle there? They were like,
good
well...
luck to all of you.
Can I pause this? No. They were like, basically, how can you take a photo when the astronaut was in the shade,
display boards,
but the side of him on the back underneath was still lit? Well, it's because of the bounce.
Will be used to keep track of
the light bounced off, and they proved that in simulation.
Progress. Among the more important of those is one which will show
this one,
the performance of the onboard guidance systems, both the primary and the backup guidance system, and compare the guidance systems with the Manned Spaceflight Network tracking. These displays, by the time this is all over, will look a good deal like...
Oh, look, you can face the astronauts. That's Neil Armstrong.
We're now 1 minute...
Sun, angle of the sun. Reference
39
photo.
seconds.
Yeah, that's the photo there.
The command module, Columbia, acquisition of the...
So this photo right here is the conspiracy theorists' dream of why we apparently didn't land on the moon, which is bullshit, by the way. But literally, this photo here was how come the astronaut was in the shade, but yet his spacesuit is lit up by that. And it's all to do with the way that the light bounces off the surface in sim as well. So it's like, you know, you can actually use this to go into some really nice juicy detail if you wish. To sort of see why. Voxel global illumination calculates light that arrives at surfaces indirectly after... Here's that again. After bouncing off other surfaces in the scene. The entire scene is converted into a voxel representation. Can we go to... Is it Buzz's face there, or is it doesn't show? Because I suppose if you were... Yeah, you wouldn't be able to go past the ladder. But I think this is the auto loop of it. I don't know if it lets you change resolution. Let's see how many voxels it's made out of. Some of the original audio. Very impressive though. Yeah. What other stuff have they got now? Waiting for the Xbox section to turn up now. It'll probably be an update. Come out in the next there's a start on it immediately, so we should see some stuff on that. Chaos Runner demo. Relevance A to Z, or could you do like games by date? Oldest one on there, which would be In Fortress. Deliver Us to the Moon. That was fantastic, that. Really good. Recommend that. Deliver Us to the Moon. Ah, there is something missing from this that I'd like. This is on the wish list, which would be Kerbal Space Program 2. It's not, the first one is not on here, but it would be nice to see. I also put a question up if that would enable it for service. Look, Conan here, look. You wanna go back for some Conan memories? And again, this still keeps going. There's so many updates since I've played it. I think my main goal I had again in Conan again was hang on, Age of Conan Unchanged. Is this the same game? Attempt to continue. I feel like have I started a completely different game than I'm thinking here? I don't remember it having this launcher, and this launcher looks like something from 1997. I think we're... yeah, let's get out of here. It's not the Conan I was thinking about. Let me just check. That's the one. Conan Exiles. Okay, there's Conan Chop Shop. Conan Exiles. Let's try and just join a random server, see if it still works. Oh, whoa. What is this? Looks like undead. Never knows. Oh, this too now has a launcher for the... I used to play the different games. Wait a second, what? It is... yeah, Conan Exiles and that is... yeah, right. So, Chop Shop is one of theirs, and Conan Unconquered. Funcom. Funcom. I remember Did they do a mass MMORPG Anarchy Online? Is that a Funcom title? It is. It is. They did that title. Is that still going? Oh, it's still on.
First,
no.
They took your family and your riches.
Anarchy Online's still going.
Then they took your health and your pride.
Yes, and the Evening Swan, hello, how are you doing? How are you doing, sir? Oh, look at my name in this. Memories. Major rebrand. Let's pick the server with the most people on, which is America. Have we got one in the EU that's going to have a lot of people on? Probably not. Let's try to start on America anyway. PvE. Player versus everyone. Player versus... okay, player versus environment, should I say. Alright, let's just do that for a sec. Let's have a look. It's an Unreal Engine based game, which usually means you'll get some nice performance out of your card on this one. It'll certainly stretch it for what it can do. Oh wow, that looks... Oh, hold on. Something I remember about this game is it does have revealing qualities, so I need to change that to no nudity. Because I'm going to get too banned from YouTube. There you go, colour up. I'm so happy with my character. Set a load of randoms and recreate the...
Cut me down,
there you go. Nice and tidy. Yes, you.
During the
Holy moly, 230 frames a second. Is that with... because this game is chewed up. Don't like motion blur. All of you there. Frames uncapped, but let's go for everything like... cinematic. There's not much else I can turn up here. Wow. Now, bearing in mind the stream for they need 144 hertz option because a lot of monitors are 144 frames a second. It like matched that perfectly. You got a stream of 120 and then you could do like 1080p at like 240. It's smooth enough, but just to match it just right what a monitor can do. It's all good though. Works with variable refresh rates and all that adaptive. Scale 2. Oh yeah. I'm not going to go through this, but that was very interesting to see actually. That is mental performance. Connection Wi-Fi 2.4 instead of 5. That's telling. Still managing to keep up though. But yeah, it seems to... Shouldn't go to 2.4. No. So Thursday they added Atomic Heart Settlers. Kinda interested in this. I played the very first version. Beautiful looking game. Fully reimagined from the ground up with stunning graphics and detailed animations. Choose from 3 factions are drawn. Very different campaign. Following up to 8 thrilling skirmish battles against other players or AI for long lasting fun. I really would like to be playing Company Heroes. I was given Hitman Wall of Assassination actually, and this fully supports ray tracing and is an absolutely fantastic series. I must admit I didn't I kind of got the key a bit later than the release, or got hold of it and didn't play it in the window where this new pack first launched out, so I kind of should put some time to the side to play this. But this looks stunning under the... I'll have a look. The last time I played this game was on Stadia, where it was where I'd done the tweak to change it to 4K downscale to 2. Now let's see what it looks like native. Let's check they're actually at that. Still on Wi-Fi 2.4 though. This might make it a bit Maybe. 2.4 can still actually cover that. Should be able to go past 75 megabits. I'm the only one using it. Oh, yeah. That just looks real, you know, really smooth the way a helicopter's going on this. Wow. Okay. Now we're in a modern ray traced engine. Look at the lights straight away. Let's check the settings. Okay, I think I just got the vibe as soon as I started playing this now, and it's too late for me to get into it. But I think I need to play this soon. I don't know, maybe next. Yeah, we want reflex on. DLSS frame generation. Excellent. Adaptive super sampling technology. Let's go for quality. Ray tracing's off. Is that because of this? So this is a new technology of the 4000 series cards. It's called DLSS frame generation. It actually uses DLSS to actually artificially add frames and basically boost the frame rate of games. And you can see that. Is that actually? That's just in the menu. Okay. But this bit here, why have we not got ray tracing? Let me study this a second. So, alright, for a start, the resolution of the game is not actually at what it should be. Exclusive full screen VSync. Does that change it at all? We're nowhere near a high level of detail, but that looked fantastic when I jumped in there. Yeah, I just as soon as 47 lands on the pad there, I feel like I need to go through and do what they've added to it, you know. Now, let's check this. So VSync, don't think necessarily has to be on. All of these are off. But ray tracing is actually off. Maybe I have to add them first, I don't know. Okay, let's set it up as I would try and max everything. That uses deep learning super sampling, which is DLSS. And I want to go for quality. Off, 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 off. Ultra. Motion blur I don't like. Simulation quality. No, I don't want to add those, so. Well, I thought ray tracing was on, but I think that would be different probably when I'm walking over this and to the lights on the effects of my body, maybe, but... So let's figure this out as to why ray tracing is not on.
Welcome to the Agent Program, Initiate. I'll be waiting for you inside. Follow the lights, please.
Oh, yeah. I want to play. I don't have time. Maybe I need to restart the game. Highlights things missing the 2. Okay, hold on. Maybe I turn it on when I'm out the game rather than when I'm in the game. Could be. Let's find the settings. Yes. So you do it outside here. Don't think we need VSync on. I don't see any tearing. DLSS, so ray tracing. Ray tracing reflections. Sun shadows. Reflection quality on high. High. Don't need that. Don't need that. Simulation quality is best. Boost low latency mode is enabled. Optimize the system latency boost mode. NVIDIA Reflex will attempt to optimize latency and CPU power cases as well. This can slightly increase GPU power draw. Right, now let's see what it looks like. Let's go to Hitman 3. And I don't know what to suggest them. I mean, I've done all these, but we could. What's going to give us a crazy? Actually, in comparison, let's just jump in the prologue and just see what that whole station looks like now when it's fully ray traced. I'm interested to walk up to that light and see how it interacts. What sort of performance we're getting here now. Holy. Oh wow, look at, I can already see the difference. Yeah, look, full shadows on there now. And also the lighting on the material.
Welcome to the Agent Program Initiate. I'll be waiting for you inside.
This looks incredible. I am absolutely blown away by how good this looks. I'm on Wi-Fi 2.4. I don't know why. I should be on Wi-Fi 5 basically. I have to reset the router. So if I get any hiccups, it's definitely because of that connection-wise. Because I've got the upload going through and everything. And it should be on a much higher bandwidth Wi-Fi.
I'm in the handler program. Agents and handlers work in unity. You know the expression, know your enemy? Well, that part is my...
Welcome to Advanced Mission Training.
Oh yes, I remember this.
As previous tests have established, you exhibit an unusual level of enhanced sensory perception. Use your instinct now to sense the position and movement of people around you and identify your target.
These tiny hiccups I'm getting with the movement are because of my Wi-Fi. So whatever that router was doing on its reset, for some reason I'm not on Wi-Fi 5, so I'm going to get this kind of hiccups thing. But everything's like wicked because the only thing that's jumping up is my ping. It's because it's trying to stretch it to 75 and it's not doing it. Which means I'm not getting the full, unless I stand still, or it's not having to compensate for the movement in the image. But this is like, it's beautifully clear.
Sir, you can't.
I really would have a very hard time distinguishing this from actually playing on your local machine now. These resolutions.
Be here.
Stay safe.
Sir, you are trespassing. Okay, you follow me. You got it?
Yep, absolutely. I had no idea where I was going.
I trust I won't see you around here again.
No,
Thank you,
not at
sir.
all. It's alright. It's my mistake. I've already lost detection points there. So we're not walking through the front door. We do not have an invite, it seems. So I need to locate the target. I mean, I played this game on Stadia looking good, right? Don't get me wrong, I played it looking good. That's an AMD chipset, which had, you know, it was good because it's 4K down, scaled down to 2K. This definitely, I mean, look at the detail in the side of the car. Look, it's just phenomenal technology, and it seems it's up to that point where it runs at these
No,
more
sir,
than playable
I can't
frame
let you
rates.
through here. We got heightened security. New orders. I'm sorry.
Can't remember how to get my gun out.
Sir, you heard him. Can't be
Control to use instinct. Alright, go fight. Run in there, look.
Sir, I just told you to move along.
I know you did,
Hey,
but
stop right there. Stop.
You have been compromised. Quickly, try and lose them and change your disguise.
uh-oh, there's too many of them. They're all down here.
Hey, you! You got no right being here. You brought this on yourself, mister!
Absolutely, I bring a lot on myself, 47. Probably don't notice. Excuse me.
Son of a... You can't just walk around and knock people out.
You absolutely can when you're 47. I can knock out whoever I like. I can even put your clothes on. Snap your neck. I'm trying to snap the neck. It's not allowing me to snap. I have to get down and snap the neck. I hope you won't be discovered. Stop. Let's stop playing. Okay.
This particular uniform.
Yeah, okay. It's just going to cause me hiccups and stuff. But get out of this. That looks brilliant. So, this new game mode, Freelancer, this is what they wanted me to stream.
Hi, welcome to the new game mode, Hitman 3 Freelancer. In this new roguelike game mode, you once again take on the role of Agent 47, the world's deadliest assassin. As a freelancer, you must take on various crime syndicates to keep the world in balance, gain new items, mercers, and mastery to become the ultimate freelancer. We're bringing a lot of new things with this game mode, and one of them is your brand new safe house, which functions as your hub for planning your missions or just taking a breather in between gigs.
Wow.
Welcome to Freelancer. A successful run in Freelancer consists of taking down 4 crime syndicate leaders of your choosing. Pick the syndicate you wish to go after. As you identify and take down their lower members one after the other, you end up forcing their leader out of hiding, giving you a one-time opportunity to eliminate them in a showdown. What that is, we'll get to a bit later.
How interesting.
This is your campaign progress. And as you can see, we need to take on 2 contracts to get to our first showdown and eliminate our first syndicate. Each syndicate has a syndicate type attached to it, and each syndicate type rewards different playstyles with unique challenges for you to complete for extra payout, so choose wisely. Let's pick the Investor as our first target. Your run will increase in difficulty after each completed showdown. Be careful, because as mentioned, Freelancer is a roguelike game mode. So if you fail a mission, you lose all weapons and items you brought with you and half of your hard-earned mercers.
Oh.
But the campaign won't fail. All territories will, however, though, become alerted and they'll know that you are coming. But if you fail a showdown, you do not only lose your equipped weapons, items, and half of your mercers, you also fail the current campaign and have to start all over from scratch. Each completed mission grants you XP for your overall mastery, and if you do the optional payout objectives, you'll also get mercers. Mercers are the in-game currency used to purchase new weapons and freelancer tools. The harder it is, the more mercers you get. This is your center of operations. This is where you plan your missions, test your guns, choose your starting disguises, and more. But as you can see, it's pretty barren right now. But over time, this will become a worthy place for Agent 47 to prepare. We don't have that much right now, but luckily we got our old faithful ICA 19 Classic Baller. It's not much, but it'll get the job done. Weapons can be purchased from suppliers and found on locations. If there's a
you don't necessarily have anything
weapon,
there, and it's like,
bring it back and place it on your gun rack
I'll tell you,
for future contracts.
I really had no idea. I saw it come up in a fly through. I got the key a little bit late, but
welcome to Sapiens.
Okay, I think we're streaming this next.
Freelancer, you start at a random starting location. Sometimes that's completely safe, and other times, just like now, deep in hostile territory. When you look at the map in Freelancer, you'll notice many new markers. Here we have couriers, suppliers, and safes. Couriers have mercers on them, and suppliers got some cool new weapons and freelancer tools that you can purchase. And safes.
You're right, this is going GTA style, isn't it?
If you can crack them.
I mean, that's...
Before we go to visit us,
you get that flexibility then, instead of like going through building the story.
Now we got some mercers, let's visit the supplier. In Freelancer, suppliers can be located multiple places on each location, each with unique items for you to purchase. If you got the mercers, they're quite worth a visit. We got enough mercers for a remote Semtex block. Let's get that.
Big chunk of C4 under the barbecue.
You need more? You know where I am.
It's time to find our target. Luckily, we know our way around. So, it's time to do the thing we do best. First mission is done, and we even completed some of our optional payout objectives. Let's go back to our safe house and prepare for our next mission. When we complete a mission, as mentioned, carried gear with rarity is brought back to the safe house with us. You can drop the gear to place it in storage or keep it in your inventory and bring it with you on your next mission. We've now gained some mastery. Mastery will over time unlock things like the upper levels of our safe house, new interior, a wardrobe for us to change our starting disguises, a shooting range, and more. With Mastery, you can customize various parts of your safe house to match how you think Agent 47 should live. The more Mastery you get, the more will unlock in and around your safe house. Going on a mission without any items can be tough. But after you complete your first mission, you'll unlock the supply crate. It will provide you with 3 randomized items, and you can pick one of them. Keep an eye on your optional payout objectives for your current contract. One of these items might help you achieve them. Now, let's take on our next mission so that we can get to our first showdown.
I need to check out that import progress option. I'm sure it's got to be connected to the main account, because I think I went through Stadia with an account. So
we have now cornered the syndicate leader, the Investor, and they're located in Dartmoor. Before we go there to find them, let's use our newly unlocked intel wall. This explains who our common target is. Study it. it will only benefit you on what's to come. In this case, we know the investor's agenda, tells, and looks. This makes it way easier for us to locate the real target. There are many lookalikes and other dangers lurking in a showdown, so we must be careful. And the further we are in our campaign, the harder it gets. But this first one should be manageable for a skilled freelancer like us. In showdowns, you must identify and eliminate the syndicate leader, in this case, the investor. You got the intel, so it's up to you to locate the syndicate member. You must find suspects and compare their appearances and behaviors against your available intel. Then, take out your mark when you're confident of their identity.
That's beautiful.
Remember to
that looks amazing when I played it without the ray tracing on it.
Might come in handy.
Need anything?
In your inventory, you will also find your new suspect camera. Use this to tag suspects in order to narrow down the search for the syndicate leader. Okay, here's one of the suspects. First up, this dude smokes and does not fit our mark. I'll mark them as a non-suspect. Second suspect reads too much. That does not fit our intel. They're not the one. We just got alerted that there are assassins nearby, so we have to be extra careful. Assassins are strong NPCs that are hiding in plain sight and protecting the suspects. But FYI, they don't always protect your target, but they hit hard, so you want to stay clear of them. Narrowing down the search, we finally found the main suspect.
Sounds like a challenge,
this
actually.
is the investor.
You hit hard,
Okay,
but I'm sure you
let's
can
take
take
him
them
out
out.
while the coast is clear. We made it! Now, let's locate the exit and get back to our safe house. Our first showdown was successful, and we now eliminated our first syndicate leader. We got new items, weapons we can place in the gun rack, and a new reward crate to open. Reward crates gives you a randomized weapon or item for each completed showdown, and the chances for getting a better item or weapon increases the further you get in your current campaign. In addition to that, we also have new unlocks to our safe house, and we also unlocked prestige objectives. With prestige objectives, you can add a tougher layer on your missions to get more mercers, if you got the skills. Now it's time to progress in our current campaign to get more mastery, mercers, items, and weapons. The contracts and showdowns in front of us will be harder, so approach with caution. Remember, if you fail or get wounded on a mission, you lose all your equipped weapons and freelancer items and half of your hard-earned mercers. But the campaign won't fail. Territories will, however, be alerted. But if you fail during a showdown, the leader escapes, and you'll not only lose your equipped weapons, items, and half of your mercers, but you'll also lose all the progress made in that current run. It's expensive to fail a mission, but Freelancer is all about high risk, high reward. There are many new ways to explore World of Assassination with this game mode. New ways to play, new targets to execute, new items to unlock, and more. It's time for you to become the ultimate freelancer.
Awesome. Okay, I'm not going to jump into that now. Obviously, I've like gone 2 hours extra, which is had fun. I can't wait to play that now. I think I'll do it on the next one. I'll just like sort it all out and get myself connected on the appropriate Wi-Fi channel. I'll have a good go at that. I feel I like the structure of it. The way that you have to... You're on that rope, and although you don't destroy your whole career run, you obviously lose that kind of the prestige of finishing that whole set of events if you lose out. There are others, of course, but there's this real tightrope thing there as well. So it makes you care about your items too, isn't it? Because you'll lose all the items at the progress to that point. So yeah, we'll do this next one. I really, that looks very, very good. I'll do this for the next one. I also haven't played Hitman 1 or 2 in the upgraded engine. You can go in there and play all those again with the with all this, the looks and stuff. So there is that. But I imagine it's going to include all those assets into things you can take out in that version of it. All right. Very good. Anyway, good night, everyone. And this was kind of split into two. A bit fun. And look out for the book stream. I'll be this afternoon or I think Friday. Friday in the week. I'm just thinking Saturday. Friday and Sunday I'm going to try and do, because Saturday I'm going to go see nephew. I've seen him in a couple of months. Probably grown so much already. I'm a little couple of presents, some flawed jigsaw things to loves those and that as well. Good night, guys. See you soon.